Hi everyone, I'm really happy to see you here on my free lessons, the Zodiac Power. Yes, today we're gonna discuss why I have such a deep passion for astrology and how it has transformed my life and lives of my clients. We will discuss the meaning of each planet in our birth chart and explore the life questions that can be addressed through their analysis. I'll explain why the Sun is the pivotal planet to start with when working through your birth chart. Yes, in astrology, the Sun and the Moon are planets. If you know me, I will introduce myself. My name is Irene, and I'm a professional astrologer with 5 years of practice. During this time, I've conducted over 2,000 astrological consultations. Yes, that's a lot. Among my clients, some members of Forbes Under 40. Yes, I strangely work mostly with the younger generation. And some producers of Netflix and HBO actors. Yay! Yes. One of them introduced me to the Cannes Film Festival this year, and I was really excited to visit. Yes. So, one day, astrology significantly changed my life. And that's a statement. And I'm sure that it will change your life as well one day, even though you're not a professional astrologer yet. Yet, maybe. Maybe one day you'll become, who knows? Yes, why I've become an astrologer. So I've become an astrology professional 5 years ago. But before that, I used to be an art advisor 6 years ago. And 6 years ago, I realized that I no longer want to work in this industry, in art advisory industry, because yes, I do love art, but the industry itself is not about art, but money and some intrigues. So I realized it's not for me. And I faced, I'm sorry, I faced career setbacks. And I had an absolute uncertainty about my further direction. I struggled with self confidence and I even was not sure about my abilities. You know what? I found my diary and the old one, and I found this notice that, like from the Barbie movie recently, I feel that I am not capable to do anything. Can you imagine that? I have too higher education, and I was writing this down. Oh my god. What was wrong with me? Something was. Yeah, so I experienced the postnatal depression. Maybe that's the answer. My son he just turned 1 year old, and I experienced very strange feeling that I just recently gave a birth, but I want something more. Family is no longer enough for me. I've just finished my art business, but I want something more. And I woke up and yeah, I go to bed and woke up with one thought in my mind. I want some change. I want some change. I need it as an heir. And I was dissatisfied with my appearance, with my health. I was battling eczema that was all around my body. It was here, everywhere. And doctors couldn't do anything about it. Seriously, they did these tests, blood tests. Oh my God, but nothing worked. Now at the moment, I have I have everything fine. Not the perfect skin, but much better. So I postponed my life desires and neglected personal passions, unfortunately. And you know what? I feared public speaking. And I thought that social media is not for me. I didn't have an account anywhere. I thought that who would read my blog? Who would watch it? No one is going to be interested. Can you imagine that? Because my point B is that I found my life's purpose. And It inspires me, and I love what I'm doing. I love my clients. I became one of the most popular astrologers in social media. Yeah, I have family, I have beloved husband, and I think that I found this balance between family and work. I love spending time with my kids. I have a great hobby. Now I'm not longer an art advisory, but I started my art collection, art and antique collection. Yay! So it's my point B, and everything that had happened in my life, I want to thank astrology and my birth chart. And I remember when I first faced astrology consultation by myself, it was my mom who is very supportive. She said 6 years ago, I think that you're losing yourself. You need some help. Um, but I didn't want to go to some psychologists, specialists. I don't know why. Luckily, I faced an astrology, a really good one. And after analyzing my birth chart, I realized, oh my God, I have so much potential. I am able and capable of doing anything I want in my life. So that's how I've started. And I realized that this tool, astrology, to it can help me in any sphere of my life. So, finances, relationships, health, self realization, career, hobby, inner energy and strength, friendship, education, and learning. And have a look at my balance wheel. It was 6 years ago. I found it in my diary. Only family sphere was all right, but the rest was all levels are not really great. Yes, unfortunately. At the moment, my balance wheel looks totally different. In astrology, there is the sun and 9 other planets. But as I said, the sun, in my opinion, is the most pivotal to start with. But each planet is responsible for a specific sphere of our life. By optimizing the influence of a particular planet, we can enhance the corresponding aspect of our lives. So, I will start not with the sun. I will finish my presentation with the sun, but I'll start with the Mercury. Probably Mercury because I want to start with Mercury because sometimes sometimes when we want some life changes, we are studying not from ourselves but from our kids, surprisingly. Yeah, so Mercury is the planet that we usually check when we want to find out about the schools for our kids, when we're choosing the school for a child, understanding how they best perceive information, because this planet is responsible for communication, for learning, and for health. So, what can be like more important than health of our kids? Yes, if they are settled with the schools, if everything is fine with their health, we are we feel like we are ready then for our transformations. So, honestly, I've checked my daughter's Mercury when she had assessments, school assessments. How many years ago was it? 5 years ago. Yes, and it really helped me to choose the correct school for her because if you know here in UK the school system is crazy. You have private schools, you have state schools, you have girls schools, you have boys schools, you have mixed schools, you have big schools, you have small schools. So it's honestly it's a nightmare. So it was a great decision to have a look at her Mercury. And now she's really happy at her school. She loves her girls because she's in girls' school and it's perfect. The girls' school is perfect for her in the moment. Um, yes, so it was a really great decision. But another case, the health case, if you want to improve your health, sometimes we need to work through the Mercury. And for example, my client, after working through the Mercury, he he had colds quite often, and after working through the Mercury, they just disappear. He said last year he called me and he said, "You know what? During this winter, I didn't have a cold. Is it normal?" I said, "Probably it's here like a new norm for you now." Yes, so isn't it great that if you know what to work through? Yes, because his Mercury was in a very specific position in her birth chart, so he needed to work it through. Venus. Venus. I love this planet because it's really girly planet. Yes. So Venus answers the question: How does money come to our life? And it also represents partnership, romantic relationships, and shows the image of an ideal partner in man's birth chart. For women, it guides us how to express ourselves in relationships and develop femininity and sexuality. Yes. One of my most favorite cases is one of my clients who was looking for marriage. She wanted a marriage. And one day she called me and said, "I did everything you said. I worked through my Venus. Um, and you know what? I'm finally engaged." And it was, such a pleasure to hear her. I was hearing her smiling through the phone. She was so happy. Yes, because she transformed herself. She started to prioritize herself. And for me, she turned into the butterfly from the caterpillar, and this magic happened. Yeah. The moon. The moon is responsible for family relationships, for our emotional state, and mental well being. Yes, one of the cases that I like, after working through the moon, my client's panic attacks just disappeared because his moon was very affected by Neptune. And all this composition gave him like very, very depressed feeling inside here. So, after working through the moon, he realized that he no longer has this problem. Isn't it great? um, Venus. Wow. Mars. Mars. It is responsible for our inner motivation. It's like an engine. We are checking this planet when we change our job, when we are getting ready for an interview, when we are launching some new business. For women, Mars describes the ideal partner and indicates where to find one. I remember the case of my client who she was looking for a partner for the love of her life. And I said, mm, mm, how often do you visit like galleries and museums, art exhibitions? Says she said, like, are we in living in 19th century? Are you serious? I'm going to nightclubs and restaurants. And I said, you know what? Museums and art galleries are the lucky place for you to find your partner, your future partner. She said, okay, I'll try my best. And in 2 months, she's calling me and saying, you know what? Recently, I've been at a very strange art exhibition, but you know what? I've met someone, and I think that it might be serious. And now she's dating this guy, and yes, isn't it great? Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, is the planet of influence, expansion, and luck. It is also responsible for overseas travel arrangements, foreign language, and higher education. So if you have or someone in your family has problems with higher education, this is the planet to work through. But also, as I said, it's the planet of expansion. And one of my clients' case, after working through the Jupiter, he expanded his business and entered a new market. So yes, he was a businessman. Now he is a world businessman, global businessman. Yeah. Neptune. Neptune is responsible for our personal and spiritual growth, for creativity and manifestation. And if you are in any creative industry, if you are a songwriter, if you are an artist, if you are an actor, if you are some kind of in film industry, this is your planet. This is a planet you need to work through. If you feel, for example, that you have a talent but you don't have opportunities, so your castings don't go well, so this is the planet to work through. And one of my favorite cases about the Neptune is after working on Neptune, my client, he is a businessman. He is still a businessman, but it was very interesting. He used to play piano from the childhood. But when he came to me, he said, you know what, I am successful businessman, I have family, but I want something for myself. I need some hobby. I want to do something special during my free time. And I said, you know what, try to work through the Neptune and you will see. After that, he started to compose the music, and now you can hear this music on Spotify. Yay! Yes, great. Uranus. Uranus, it is responsible for friendships, like minded connections, social media, and technological breakthroughs. And it rules the astrology. Yay! So it is my planet. So, if you are in IT business, for example, if you want to grow your blog, if you want to develop on social media, this is the planet to work through. So one of the cases, I am the case. Nice to meet you. And my client's case, after working through the Uranus, my client found a circle of like-minded friends. He started to travel because he didn't travel a lot, and started to feel very comfortable at networking events. That is very, I mean, it's really useful, because he said that before it was a nightmare. I hated all these things. I needed to go there, but it was so difficult for me to make any contacts. So after working through the Uranus, it became all easy. Saturn. Saturn is the planet you need to work through if you want to be promoted, for example. So it's associated with career, with status, with self-organization, with hierarchy, structure, and power. For example, one of my clients, after working through the Saturn, he progressed in his career, securing a long-awaited position and improved relations with his boss. So now he's a CEO in a really big corporation here in London, and I'm really happy for him. So this planet is to work through if you want to work in some corporation, definitely. So Pluto, we're Scorpio, we're Scorpion, Scorpio energy. So this planet is associated with transformation, power, regeneration, and deep psychological change. It is often linked to issues related to control and the hidden aspects of our life. So, if you are planning to become a politician, it's definitely your planet. If you are planning to become a rock star or very influential person, this is your planet. My case, after working through the Pluto, my client started political career. Yes, he was a financial advisor in one of here in London, in one of in a big corporation, let's say like this. But he's originally not from UK, and he said when he came to me, I want something more. I said, oh, are you sure? He said, yes, I want something more. And I said, okay, let's work through your Pluto. That's is, I mean, you have a strong Pluto, but you need to make it even stronger. And now he is a financial advisor in political system in his country. I won't tell what country, so let's make it secret. But yes, that's how it works. So my task for you for today will be to create a life balance wheel, and to identify areas that need improvement. And unfortunately, mm, most of us need some improvement in some of us need improvement in most of the spheres, some of us need improvement in only one sphere, but still we need some improvement. If you will finish when you will finish this lesson, you will get the balance wheel as a present from me, and you can feel it, and you will definitely see what areas need your improvement. But as I promised, I need to tell you more about the Sun, the most important planet. And it is the planet to start with if you want to improve spheres, any sphere of your life. Because as I said, the Sun, actually, Sun, it is equal our zodiac sign. Isn't that great? So it is our ego, it is our self esteem, it is our personal growth. And every change starts with our Sun. If it is not activated, if you don't feel any energy, if you don't feel this Sun inside you, believe me, you can work through Mercury, the Moon, the Jupiter, but it won't have this effect uh, if you didn't work through your Sun. So the Sun, sometimes I imagine that all these planets are a beautiful cake, and all planets are like layers and decoration, but the Sun is the very basic. If you don't have the cake, it can't have this basic, you need to have it. So, and the metaphor that I also like is Sun is like an electric car's battery. If it dies, even the most advanced car with a great engine, external tuning, and new gadgets inside won't go anywhere. So, I really hope that you will continue this astrological journey with me and will join me on my 5-day course that where I will tell everything about your Sun, about your zodiac sign, about its power, and about its talents. And I'll promise you, it is a life changing thing. So, hope to see you there. See you.